Welcome to a deeply meaningful, insightful, and enjoyable conversation between myself and Narinder Bal, my Naniji. The next 2 hours will be a journey through her wonderful life story, touching on each stage of her life, from growing up as the eldest of 9 siblings to becoming a teacher and to marrying my granddad and moving to the UK, where they raised 4 brilliant children and 7 even more brilliant grandchildren. In each of these chapters of her life, there are incredible stories that I can't wait for you to hear from Naniji herself, such as her experience through the partition when she and her family had to cross the river dividing Pakistan and India on a raft, and what kept her going through the struggle. Naniji also explains her experience of being dropped into a whole new world in the UK and running a post office with my granddad, where she successfully fended off armed burglars and won a special award for her bravery. We learn how her experiences shaped her values of being self reliant, keeping peace above all else, and taking care of your family. I've edited the video to cut out any repetitions and to keep the flow as engaging as possible, so get comfortable and let's enjoy all the stories, wisdom, and emotion in the life story of Narinder Bal. Okay, everything is set up.
No,
How are you?
fine.
Yeah? So,
I got up early. Banu said she was coming 9 o'clock. I got up, got ready. Manu is not here.
sorry,
It's okay.
I had to sort out a few things,
That's good.
but you've had all morning to think about some of the things you want to share with us, isn't it?
What would you like?
So I'll ask you some questions to help,
Okay.
but essentially we're here because we have the opportunity today to record a conversation where we discuss your life, the lessons you've learned, the wisdom you have to pass on to all of your future generations, your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your great great grandchildren, all along, because this is something that can last forever. Yeah? So choose your words carefully, of course. But to warm up, I will ask you some random quick fire questions, okay, just to get you warm. Yeah? So, first question, what is your favorite place on earth?
Great Britain.
Sorry?
Great Britain.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
Where in Great Britain?
Where I live.
So, Reading Road
Yeah.
in Woodley.
Yeah. I would like to go to Hounslow, but I loved that place. But we had to move here because of the circumstances.
Why did you have to move here?
Because we bought the post office originally.
For work.
We, we had a post office
Yeah.
because we wanted to have that business. That's why we have to move here.
Okay. We'll get into that later then. Next question. What is your favorite food?
Anything.
You always tell me off when I say anything when you ask me for food. So you have to be specific.
I would like to have lamb and chicken.
Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What is your favorite film?
Not anything at the moment.
What about
I used to like the film. When we were younger, we used to go to another place to look at it. But no,
Can you
I
remember one film from when you were younger that you really loved?
I don't really remember.
Any favorite actors or no?
And Newton and Devanand.
Devanand. Okay. Maybe you read more books. What's your favorite?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite book?
Any book. I used to love all the books. And now I can't read anything.
Because of your eyesight.
Yeah.
But you have your magnifying glass, which is.
But you can't just put the book in and make look. It takes a long time to read with them.
Okay, can you remember a book from when you were younger that you really loved?
There were some novels, you know, I used to love them. Novels.
Okay. Anyone that you can remember the name of it?
I can't remember the name, but I know what it was like.
Okay, cool. Do you remember the storyline?
Yeah.
What was the storyline?
It was somebody, I forgot all that long. I was 18 at that time when I used to read that.
Hmm,
So,
lovely. Okay, maybe we can come back to that. Next question. What is your favorite childhood memory?
child,
What is your favorite memory from when you were a child?
you know, my father loved me to because I was the first child. He loved me a lot. But when where he used to live, there was no schooling, so I had to move with my grandparents. So we used to go from there was a school where my I used to go first when I was child. Then after a while we had to go to another school, higher school.
Okay.
We used to go on Tanga. Tanga pata?
No, what's that?
Horse driven car.
Oh,
All the children used to go to school. Servants used to take us to school. After when we finished, he used to come and collect us, bring us home.
and that's a memory that you
Yeah.
treasure.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Last quick question before we get into some more detailed questions about each phase of your life. The last quick question I'll ask you before we get
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
is what's the funniest moment that you can remember? What's the most hilarious thing that you can remember?
Yeah, when we were little, we used to have a lovely time. You know, we used to sit in the kitchen and laugh about everything. We loved each other.
How old were you at this age?
At maybe 15, 16 years.
Okay. And you had a warm family, many people.
Oh, yeah, all our family, we have a big family.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, lovely. Well, I think you've hinted at a few things in those questions that will give us a lot more to dig into later. But to start from the very, very beginning, when were you born? What date?
I don't remember. It's only, I guess, when I came here after partition, I thought I will take it, you know, 10th class. So I just went and put myself age myself. I thought I should be a 16 when I go to school. So I just said this is my age. So then I took my exam and I passed. So after that,
So, how old were you when you had to tell them your age for the first time? Did you say 16?
no, maybe 15.
15. Okay. So what is the date? Okay.
But I said I am 16.
Okay. So you were competing at a higher level.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. You must have been very clever then. So what is the date that's written on your passport?
17th of March 34.
Okay. So that means next year you will be 90.
No,
No?
according to the what is written on it,
Yeah.
I will be 90, I think.
So at the moment you are 89.
Yeah.
And do you think that is an underestimation or overestimation?
What about age?
Yeah, so if you said that you were 15 but you told them you were 16,
Yeah.
then that means that your birth date that you have in your passport must be a year older than you
Yeah.
actually are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you may actually be 88.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll celebrate your 90th birthday in 2 years' time
No,
then.
no,
Not next.
no.
Or maybe you can have two birthdays
Yeah.
like the Queen. You are
Yeah.
okay. So, is there any reason you chose 17th of March? You could have chosen any date in the year, no?
Because I thought it's nearly the time I should think it should be right. The date,
The time of the year.
yeah. Because my dad said you were born on this day. So I worked out and I thought it might be 17 of March or something like that.
Okay, so you had some educated guess for that day, but you kind of made up the year to suit your
Yeah,
academic.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. And you touched on before about some of the happy memories you have as a child. Can you tell us more detail about your happy
I
memories?
said we used to we used to love each other and we had fun. All of us used to sit. One day we were sitting there and making fun of each other or some funny things. And the neighbor came. Mom and dad were not home. We were all sitting there. And he was, we don't lock the doors in India. They came in and they listened and then they said, we knew you were. They heard all our funny faces things. So it was great time.
So everyone knew you for being a very happy family with lots of laughter, lots
Yeah,
of
yeah. Oh
joking.
yeah.
Okay. So,
In the night when they used to come and, you know, making mustaches and when they came to me, I said, what are you doing to me? So we really had good time.
how were they making the moustaches with a pen?
Yeah,
With anything to draw
yeah,
on? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What was it like growing up with so many brothers and sisters?
It was lovely. I loved my family.
And as the eldest of all your siblings, did you have a special relationship with each of them?
Oh yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with some? Because with some of them, you were quite a bit older, so you may have even taken on some level of responsibility that
Oh
is.
yeah. I used to knit them, all the sweaters and things like that. And I loved crochet, I loved knitting. I was never without anything. I used to love knitting, crochet, embroidery. I did a lot of embroidery.
Lovely. And other than helping them and clothing them,
Yeah.
did you can you tell us any more about how you would take care of them or how you would interact with them?
Because Kamal is much younger than me. I used to love her. She and she loved me more than anything.
Yeah. So let's go through all of your siblings then, going from eldest to youngest. So we have you, obviously as the eldest girl, the oldest sibling, and then next is Jasbir Masiji.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, and how many years younger than you was she?
3-4 years.
Okay, and then next
Minder,
Minder Mamaji.
then Pirthi,
Okay.
then Sanjeet,
Mm-hmm.
then Kamaljeet,
Yeah.
and then Papu,
Mm-hmm.
then Pilli, then Lodi.
Okay. And can you touch on your relationship with each of these lovely siblings of yours?
Because Lodi was the smallest, he used to love. We were living in Gurdaspur, and he used to come and stay with me and come. Pilli used to come with me. At that time I was in Dina Nagar,
Mm-hmm.
so she, I used to love them to stay with me.
Yeah.
But your granddad sometimes used to.
What's that? Granddad used to.
He was very critical of everything. You
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
this is not right. This is not right.
Mm. Yeah. No one is perfect, I
Yeah.
guess. We are all made from our experiences, and he had a tough time with no parents growing up. So, but we'll come on to Granddad soon. So you've spoken about Laddi Mamaji and
Yeah.
Kaval Masiji. Um,
Pilli Masi.
Pili Masiji. What about Pili Masiji? Have you got?
Jasbir, she was all right.
But what about your relationship with Pili Masiji?
All good.
Yeah.
They were like my children.
Mm-hmm.
After that, the age gap is about, I think I was 18 or 19 when Lottie was born.
Wow.
So he was like my child.
Yeah. What about Papu Uncle?
Oh, loved him.
Mm. Yeah. And then Sani Mamaji?
All good.
Yeah.
Sunny was very smart. When I started working, I when there was a way. As soon as I get my pay, I used to send him my money without telling anybody.
Hmm.
So that's because after partition we were bit low in income.
Hmm.
So
Okay. And
my dad was more into politics than anything else.
really?
Oh yeah, he he was sitting there having the tea. Somebody comes, Paji, we know we want to go there. He will leave the tea there and go with them.
That's very
Once
kind.
he was very ill, he was in hospital, and so many people used to come and see him.
Hmm.
And when some other person said, "Let me see who's this man has got so many villages." Somebody was bringing butter for him, some nuts and everything that is nutrition. He was so favorite. Even after his death, people, if you go there to tell them we are from, they will bring him. They will respect him so much.
Hmm.
He was so loved.
Yeah. He seems very loved.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us about your relationship with your father?
Oh, very good. He loved me a lot. Once he got angry with me, and then he said somebody, I'm very sorry. He said, then I said, I'm not eating anything. So he wouldn't eat anything without me.
Hmm.
He was so,
He sounds like a great leader,
yeah.
great
No,
leadership
yeah,
qualities.
yeah, very good.
So would you say,
Once, he had somebody who used to come and see him. He was in Bombay. He had a dream that he's not very well. He straightway came here to see him
hmm,
if he's okay. So
wow,
he had so many,
yeah, it seems like he really made a lot of time for other people.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One day I was sitting in the bus and he said to conductor, about 15 people, give me tickets for 15 people. He said, why don't you get another 20? He wouldn't, rather than asking the people who he was going with, he would pay for their ticket as well.
Very generous.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why I'm generous.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah, whenever I go from, one day I was coming from school, I used to teach there, and I used to go on bike. The I thought I will go by bus today. I won't go on the bike. And the bus driver just left me there, and because he couldn't put the cycle on.
Mm.
I came home. Paji said, "Oh, that man is very good." I said, "Paji, he didn't put he left me there. And you are talking about him." From that day, he used to stop, even if I'm not there. He would stop there and put my bike on.
Mm.
And when I used to come from after my marriage, we used to do their granddad had a job in Gurdaspur. So when I used to come, they will say, "This is your seat. You sit there." They used to keep my seat,
Hmm.
and
Lovely.
he got very respect.
That's great.
When we got married, the last bus which used to go to Kadian, it was already gone. So they put special bus for us
Oh wow.
to take us to Kadian.
Hmm.
Nobody on earth will do this.
Hmm.
He was the only person who got this.
Wow. Yeah, that's what happens when you contribute to your community. The community ends up taking care of you when you
Yeah,
need
oh
it.
yeah. When we used to go to shopping, if somebody meet us, oh, you are carrying that. They used to bring us home, carry these things with us.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And what about your relationship with your mother?
Oh, very well. She was a saint.
Yeah?
She was a saint.
In what way?
Everywhere. If some if somebody comes, that in the mothers, she used to come and say something, and I said, "Bidi, why don't you say something? And let her see what I'm not saying anything to her." She wouldn't care about that.
Yeah, so you're saying she wouldn't engage in any
Any,
small-minded. That's great.
she was great woman
Hmm.
I have ever seen in earth.
Wow.
If I was on her place, I would have said, "Well, who are you to say me this?"
Yeah.
But she wouldn't say. She said, "Let her talk."
Hmm. How was your relationship with your mother?
I said, extremely good.
Wonderful. Can you recall any special things you did together or any special, you know, parts of your connection together?
Nothing really, because I was working, she was home doing, you know, the Sukhi and all those people. They are not really related to us. Their father was in army and he was same surname as my other. He used to come and stay with my dad for a couple of days, then go back to her parents. And that's why we called them Mamani.
Yeah.
So
Was there anyone else living in your home other than your siblings, your father and mother?
I said Sukhi and his brother.
But they were living in the same home?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we had so many people there.
Wow.
There, the front yard was so big you might have not seen it. So there were so many beds over there because during those days you used to sleep on outside, not inside in summer. Somebody said, "Is this a hospital?" There are so many people, right?
Yeah. Wow.
In the evening, we used to go, all the girls from the neighboring would let us go for a walk. We used to go walk so many times.
Lovely.
So it was a lovely time.
It sounds like its own campus
Yeah.
where it was just family, lots of space to walk and relax. Lovely. So, having so many people in the home, you must have had several elders as well.
Yeah, my grandfather,
Okay.
and
What was he like?
he was okay. He was he had special relations with Pithi.
Yeah.
When he used to get pension, he used to come on, oh Pito, let us go shopping. आया बापू जी वो कदम आएगा तो आधा चलिए.
It's funny how there's, as much as we love everyone in terms of unconditionally
Yeah,
the same, we have favorites because certain personalities resonate with us
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Maybe that's nothing to be ashamed of, it's just natural. So, who were some of your biggest role models growing up?
They are all the same. I love them all. When I came here, I thought I missed my brothers and family. They were all married well when I came here. I only attended Sunny's wedding, that's all. And Papu was married here.
But some of your role models, the people you look up to, and they help mentor you and maybe guide you and inspire you. I know you spoke about your mother and father being very much inspirational in their character
Yeah.
and in how they treat people. Was there anyone else that you saw as a role model?
Manu, nobody can do that for you. Only your only family can do it. So supposing you are in trouble, I will be there to help you. The second person will be Papu. But nobody else. Now I'm here. Nobody cares, isn't it?
What do you mean?
It means everybody is in this country. Everybody is working. They have no time for anybody else.
But in India, people are much more
Yeah.
present for each other. Okay. So,
There, in this house, there is no neighborhood.
hmm,
No, British people are more busy. Even when you live there, you have so many Indian people. Your mom, Rana is very favorite for everybody. All wherever she used to make friends.
Mm.
Once I thought I will take her to dancing. I saw, and she used to come back making friends with her. And even now, I think she has more friends in Reading than anybody else.
She is very social.
Yeah.
It's because she
Uh,
grew up with so many people around her. She loves that.
she was, when I came here, I had to leave Rana and Devendra home with my mom. So she is still their favorite.
Mm.
My brother used to get up early, making big cup pan of tea.
Hmm.
And when they knew the tea is made, they used to come up, everybody.
Who would make the tea?
My mom,
Okay. Okay. So you've told us a lot about your childhood and growing up in that home, and you've also spoken tiny bit about having children and coming to the UK. But before we get there, how old were you when the partition of India happened?
I think about 12.
Mm. Yeah.
I can still see my big garden in front of our house. Big, my great grandfather was very fond of doing it.
Mm.
There, this part. Then there was some little, they used to bring our tongue out.
Mm.
Then there was another garden. Then further up, see a big garden. He was a saint. I can still see him. You know, in our house, we used to have two rooms upstairs. In one, there was a Granth Sahib, and other was there. I can still see him going on top of the praying there and then coming back and then eating something.
And you're talking about your grandfather here?
Great
Great
grandfather.
grandfather, okay.
Oh, my grandfather was, he didn't really believe in it.
Okay.
He wasn't very religious.
So, your time when you were 12 and living through the partition, can you share your experience of the partition?
Manu, days before, somebody from Indian side, he said, things are getting bad. So just something, some ladies and some precious things you would like to do. My grandfather said, oh no, public remains same. The, like regime changes.
Hmm.
Like suppose politics and party होए conservative होए या labor होए, but people are not going to move out. He thought nobody will harm us. Then was so much bloodshed. So much bloodshed. You remember? You have heard anything?
I've heard a little bit, but you can tell me more because who was causing the bloodshed? Who was harming who?
Yeah, I was in my with my grandparents, and where the all the family was together. My grandfather's brother's wife and children and all those. The Tinder's dad was in politics at that moment.
Hmm.
Somebody told him that they are planning to do this for you. They were planning that. Somebody said we are, because my family was in army all the time. All great great grandfather was also in. He was a founder when Maharaja Ranjit Singh was his ruler. So they thought we might have some ammunition in the home. They said we are worried about them. So they planned a special force to bring us. When they were so cruel, they used to cut their fingers and kill them like not
Who was doing the cutting? Who was the one harming?
Muslims.
Okay. So just to clarify,
They were planning to do this for us as well.
but
But
just to clarify, you were living in Punjab on the area of land that is now Pakistan.
yeah,
What was the name of that area?
it's a Narwal near where we used to
Was that Qadia?
no, Kadiyan to when we
Was in India, yeah.
yeah.
So what was the name of the area in what is now Pakistan that you were born in and had to leave?
I said Narwal.
Marwal.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's when you were 12, 13, all of this happened. People were being harmed and there was a lot of violence and leading up to the day, do you want to tell us any more up until the day that you had to migrate?
We I thought we were told somebody told Papa ji
Yeah.
that they are planning this for you.
Yeah, like a warning.
Yeah.
Who told him? Like a friend, a Muslim friend? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he came to village. He was living in Narwal and he curfew law so that nobody can come out. And he came out of somehow hiding himself, came to village, and I can say my grandmother was doing chutney. We used to make butter at home, and milk was coming in, and my cha was making. And his papa came and said, "Leave everything as it is, and move forward." The people who were going to, they thought we are going to get them. But when they came, yeah, the village was empty.
Empty.
Everybody came with us.
So where did you go?
There was about 2 3 miles away from our village, there was a village which was in India side.
So you walked to India.
Yeah.
You didn't have to catch a train or anything.
Oh no,
Okay.
no. My great grandmother was alive, my grandmother was alive, and one of, you know, Paji, ਜਿਹੜੀ Rana auntie's mom, her sister was alive. She was very ill. Then we walked, but these people were given right on. We used to have few horses in our. We had to cross Ravi. Ravi is a river.
Oh.
Opposite on this side is Pakistan, on that side is India.
Okay. How did you cross the river
I
Ravi?
tell you, Papa, you know, they used to have, I don't know what I should say.
Like a raft or a boat?
Wouldn't stop, they bind together, and he went across the road. And so we went there, and he managed to get the river open, bridge open. There's a place called Dera Baba Nanak. And then one of our villages man was army, so he managed to get a truck for us. And we were put on the truck, and the other people walked with us. So many people crossed the. Then when we went to the place where he said we had relation, he wanted to. He said we come and we went to their house, stayed there for some time. Then then they said where should we move? We couldn't live there forever.
What was the name of the village that you were in?
Singapore.
Singapore. Oh,
Singapore.
oh, Singapore.
No.
Okay, so how long were you there for?
I don't really remember, or I think about a month.
Okay.
Then they found a place which is called uh,
So you moved to another place
yeah,
temporarily before you settled in
yeah.
Gadia. Okay. So how did you find Gadia and how did the house get made?
There were, where people were allotted the lands because we left our lands over there, and the Muslims left their lands here.
Okay, so the building was already built. Okay.
In the Qadian, we didn't move straight away.
Yeah.
That place where we went first, it was called Tarmpura.
Tanpura. Okay.
Yeah. Then we moved to Batala.
Batala. Okay.
We stayed there for a little while. And then, the college which was in Batala, they didn't have, they only catered for non-medical people.
Hmm.
And my grandson said that children won't be able to go to college because we won't be able to afford all the four of them to go to the hostel. So he said, let us move to Katinga. Katinga had all the, gram, math, medical, like physics, chemistry, and things like that.
Okay. So
So we moved to Katinga.
for education.
Yeah.
Okay. And this sounds like it all happened very quickly, having to moving around some more in India and then settling in Kadia.
Yeah.
So you know the amount of time between just before the partition, before you had to move, to feeling settled in Kadia. How long was that?
Maybe about 6, 7 years.
6, 7 years. Oh wow! So you were actually in
But all of for some time.
for years, for
I
about
think more than that.
okay.
Because I took my exam while I was in Batala. Then I went to college in 1950.
Okay. But through the partition, how did you feel?
I feel that it was destruction. British people shouldn't have done that. I think their policy was that they won't be able to manage and they might be able to come. Before they used to rally all together. They used to collect people and they all used to rally about politicians, let us do this. All of a sudden they incited Muslim people to have their own country. They won't be able to do this or that.
So
And so Sikh people were recognized because their turbans and things like that. I think Sikh people were more vulnerable.
vulnerable. But how did you feel? Did you feel scared?
I wasn't too, I was running with everybody else.
It must have been scary.
Yeah,
The uncertainty must have been
yeah.
Very difficult to
Yeah,
manage.
because it wasn't my responsibility at that time.
You were just following.
Yeah. My father said, I am not going to send my children anymore
Yeah.
to other people. So he had his school made up in his village.
Wow.
But unfortunately, it was only 2, 3 years before partition took place. If it wasn't a partition, must have, he was so influenced, he would have done higher school as well.
And how did the partition affect the community that you are part of?
Everybody, all the village was together. No, somebody living there, somebody living there, somebody living there. They,
It's
the
like,
older people used to come and see us. But no, the further generation, like you wouldn't know who was there, isn't
so everyone had to rebuild from
yeah.
scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That must have been very frustrating and
Oh, yeah.
sad. How do you think the partition has shaped you?
It does affect a man. If we were penniless when we came here. When we came here, we were only allowed to have £3 because the Indian government won't give you more cash than that. Your granddad came with £3 and I came three. The first job we did, it was about £10 a week. But at that time, £10 was something. If you had £5 in your hand, you will do whole week shopping. No £5. If you go to £5, you think you have nothing in your pocket. You know.
Yeah.
So
But that's about your moving to the UK.
yeah,
But just still on the partition, do you think the your experience through the partition has changed you as a person?
the only thing was that I was happy that I was with my parents. But nobody can give you the affection and love that your parents give.
Yeah.
Because if you think, supposing I, I, I can't give you the same as your parents did. Your parents' intention is with you, but my grandparents was pay attention with everybody.
Yeah. But having to go through the partition, the whole family must have had to grow up very quickly
Yeah,
and learn a lot of resilience.
yeah. They all went to school in Kadian. Yeah, in Tarnport, Baga was small school, I think.
Yeah.
Where Minder and you, but my stage was I was in higher son. Minder was very careful. He wouldn't miss school for any time.
Was he well disciplined? Good.
They were all. One day, I went to college and I was coming home. Suddenly, we didn't know that I was. And instead of going to school, he was playing with somebody else. I got him from there. I said, "What are you doing here?" So after that, I said, I see you again, you will have it. So from that day, he used to go to school.
Is there anything more you want to say about the partition before we move on to life in Qadian?
Life was difficult for me, I said you that. because I didn't get any affection from anybody. No cuddling, no listening.
Everyone was having to process this thing,
Everybody,
very traumatizing.
yeah.
Do you think this kind of trauma,
I think it helps you.
it helps you,
Yeah,
made you tough?
yeah. I didn't expect anybody from anything.
Hmm. Okay.
I think if you have tough life, you have better life.
Yeah.
If you are, say, I keep loving you, you will say, oh, I'm being loved, I can't do whatever I.
Yeah, tough times make strong people,
Yeah,
easy times make weak people,
yeah,
and then weak people make tough times.
yeah,
So then it goes in a cycle.
yeah.
So, how old were you when you moved to Qadian?
I said, after we moved in 1950,
Okay.
about 15, 16.
And Qadian was this big house. Looked like this is the one you were talking about when you were
Yeah,
describing your warm family atmosphere, almost
yeah.
like a campus. Okay. So,
It was only our family then,
yeah.
not any other.
Were you able to integrate with the community there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People, I said, so many people are coming to Reading, to Kadhiya settle. They used to, even when we are coming from home, doing something, they used to come running up. Let us take you home. Which you can't expect in this country.
Hmm.
You won't expect that bus driver will keep seat for you.
Yeah.
It was only my father who
Hmm. Okay. So in Kandia, you were having to start much higher schooling.
yeah,
Was that college?
yeah.
And what did you study?
Just history, economics, and English.
Just history, economics, and English?
Yeah,
That's quite a lot.
three
So,
in
so that's like A levels.
yeah,
This is before
yeah.
university. Okay. Did you?
No, the
Oh, this was university.
yeah.
Okay.
After 10th, you go to that college.
Okay. And after this college, you get a degree, or
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
pass? Okay.
no.
So your degree is in history,
Any,
economics, and English.
yeah,
Why did you choose those subjects?
because they were easy.
Easy for you.
Because no, not easy. It was because I didn't study economics. Math.
I thought you were good at maths.
Uh, uh, the ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ A+B ਸਭ I didn't have that. I simple math
Okay. Okay.
like you know area,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know,
Simple. But
simple.
that's all you need anyway to get around.
And then was household accounts, how to manage your house. Say you take that I will spend £5 on this, £5 on that, and £5 on that, and
So
this, and
budgeting,
yeah,
home economics.
yeah.
That's good. Okay. So what did you want to be when you were younger? What did you want to do for work?
I at that age, at that time, there was nothing.
So what were your dreams then?
My only dream was that I should help my family. That's it.
That's a good dream.
Yeah. And I tried my best.
You did very well, I'm sure, and you've created a wonderful life for us, your family that you
Yeah.
created here. Did you have any other goals, big life goals, other than being the best family member you can be?
I thought the only thing is I wanted peace in the house.
Mm.
Whenever your granddad used to fight with me, I just used to move away from him.
Okay, so let's go back to your time in college. This was between the ages of around 15 and 18? Was it around 18
I
that you
think
finished?
19 then.
19 you finished? So what did you do at the age of 19
After
after college, yeah?
I got a little job in the school.
As a teacher?
Yeah,
What subject were you teaching?
same word.
History, economics, English?
Yeah. No, not economics. The economics only starts when
Okay.
you're in the college.
Okay, so you must have been teaching a variety of subjects
Yeah,
to children of how old? How old were these children?
8, 9, studying up to 10th.
Okay, and did you enjoy it?
Yes, sort of. I wanted money to go to university to do my
Higher
for education.
higher education.
Yeah.
What did you want to study in university?
Teaching, there is special teaching courses where you go there.
And you took teaching courses?
Yeah,
So you wanted to be a teacher then?
yeah.
Okay. And what happened after you got your higher education? What did you do?
I went to
Work in a school?
yeah work in school.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
What did you like about it?
I was headmistress of that.
You were headmistress
Yeah,
at the age of 20 something.
yeah.
Wow.
It was a primary, middle school, not high school.
Okay, that's fine. So you must have got, that's the top. You can't go any higher than headmistress. You got there already.
Yeah. Once I was offered job of inspector, not district inspector, lower than that.
Hmm.
But I gave up that because in that case I had to go to Gurdaspur to do that. And I thought, how will I do that?
Okay.
At that time I wasn't married.
How old were you when you met Granddad?
I saw him before, but I didn't know I was getting married to him. I didn't want to marry him, to be honest. Then it happened.
So how did you meet? How was it? How did it happen?
Manu, we don't meet like that. At that time.
But you mean I'm even when I ask you how did you meet, the answer could be your parents. So your parents knew each other? Well,
Oh,
you
yeah, because you know your granddad's cousin sister. She lived in Kadian, and my dad was married to the we call them Mamai.
hmm.
His wife died, and he married my mother then. So they were there in Kadian. We came after them. We had very good relation with them. My mama was, if I love to pass that, ਉਹ ਸ਼ੁਕਰ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ they do to love me. So he said, from start, oh, I want Narinder to marry Swarna. I said, what is she talking about? So, luck. So I had to marry him.
Wow. How old were you when you met Granddad then?
They arranged marriage.
Yeah, how old?
25, I think.
This was after you finished university.
Oh, yeah.
And this was when you were headmistress
Yeah.
at middle school.
Yeah.
So how long had you been working as headmistress? 2 years?
Yeah.
So you'd been 2 years into working life, and it was time to have an arranged marriage for you and Granddad to get married.
Yeah.
And what was Granddad like at the time?
It's okay.
Why didn't you want to marry him?
Somebody told me he's very. That's what I found afterwards.
What do you mean by this? What did they tell you about him?
He said he wasn't very popular with them
Why not?
because of his habits.
What was his habit?
People had, he was. Sometimes he used to say, I knew he was going to do this. I knew everything.
Knew he was going to do what?
If he goes there, he said, sometimes he was saying, I made fun, I was just joking. But he didn't know somebody can take it the other way around.
So he can be quite critical and
I, I knew he was going to do that.
to be critical.
You know.
Okay. Was there anything you liked about him?
The only thing is, he never asked me what I have spent, what I have done, what I've done with. He never interfered with it. I managed all the affairs in my house.
So he allowed you to have your autonomy and agency.
He never asked me what I have spent and what I haven't done.
Okay. So when you met him, when you were getting married, did you move in together after then? Did he move into Kadian or did you no? What happened?
He was working away from somewhere.
What did he do for work?
He was agriculture inspector.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I said, what should I do now? He said, you go to Pind. I said, okay. But Papa, I said, if he is not there, what is the point of our going there? So I thought, rather than having any problem, let me go there. So
So you moved.
I went there for a couple of weeks. And then I had to go to back to school.
Back to where?
Work.
Oh, back to school. Okay. So you just moved back to Kadian to work in the school. Okay. So how would you describe your relationship with Granddad at the beginning?
It's okay. He was okay.
Not very emotional. It was more contractual.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't loving.
He was very loving.
Not loving.
He wasn't loving. Okay. Did you face any challenges in your relationship?
He was so much backward.
Who?
Your grandfather.
Really?
Oh yeah.
In what ways?
Having parda.
What's parda?
Cover your face. Musalmaniya takdiyan.
Yeah, and he believed in that.
I didn't believe after Europe.
But he believed in that.
Oh yeah. It's okay. All is done now. He was very much into them. If we want to buy a house, he will have to go and ask them.
Meticulous.
Yeah, he was so much. I wouldn't blame him because he hasn't got anybody else. But it was too much. When we were in Gurdaspur, I thought, let us buy some land here and buy a house, make a house. He went and asked them, and they said no. He didn't do it. So,
Okay. I suppose your love grew over the many years that you spent together. Yeah. What inspired both of you to decide to move?
when people used to study here, they were very respected there.
Okay,
So,
so for education.
education. My aim was education.
Okay.
That at least my children will get a better education.
But
If I think if I would have been here, I would have got much better education.
hmm, were there any other factors pulling you to the UK other than education?
No,
What about safety, or what about jobs for you, or economic prospects, anything like that, or just education?
just education. Economics, we thought we might be better off because we didn't come. He came on visa.
Hmm.
He didn't come just like that, like migrants who used to come with
Illegally.
illegally.
Yeah. So you did it properly, but
Datinder and Darshan were already there. So when they came, she said, they have gone. You want to have?
what about your family in Qadian who you held so dearly? Was that not enough of a pull factor to keep you in India? Did you not want to stay in India because of it?
I thought we will come here for some time and not go back. But when you come here, if your children are studying, we couldn't go back for a long time.
So you intended on going back to India initially.
Not the in India government. There's so much corruption.
Hmm.
I wouldn't like to go there now.
Okay.
Even if even if you want to do some little thing, they like begging them. You know, we had a plot in India, and Tejinder went to see them. Ask her what has happened. She said, "Give me 100 rupees, and I will tell you." So they are like begging anything. There is so much corruption.
So these were also reasons you wanted to leave India. You felt it was backwards and corrupt.
No, not really. I don't know. Because other people, I thought at that time Rana was born. He said, "Shall we apply?" Maka? Go and apply. Yeah, you are not going to visa. He got the visa. He said, "What? Go now." I said,
What was Granddad's reason for wanting to move to the UK?
he always wanted to move away, I think.
Why?
I think you have better prospects when you go to other country.
Hmm. Okay. So how old were you when you moved to the UK?
About 30, 29, 30.
And you had to leave Apinda Masiji
And Rana,
and my mum. Why couldn't you take them with you?
because we didn't have place to live. Here people wouldn't give place on rent if you have children.
Okay.
And because we didn't have any place to live. So he thought that if we leave them in India for a little while, but we will manage, we will both work and buy some house or something.
Hmm.
So
So what were your initial experiences like in the UK?
people used to think that we are not giving any higher job rather than factory work. And somebody took me there. I thought, oh, why am I going to work there?
So you had to go from being a teacher, a headmistress, to coming here and working in a factory.
Oh, yeah.
Which factory did you work in? What was the factory making?
Biscuit factory,
What was the name of the factory?
McVitie's.
You used to work in McVitie's? Wow. Okay. And what was Granddad's work in the
He
UK?
was he worked for in a factory for a little while. Then he applied for civil service.
Okay.
And at that time, um, savings bank. He used to work there.
Okay.
Then he got job in civil service,
And
and he got a job in inland revenue. He didn't get it very well. He said, "I want to move back to," which really disturbed his career, because once you supposing you say I don't want to work there, so then it is very hard to go.
so he didn't like his job in land revenue, you said?
He couldn't do it. But I worked there very well.
Oh.
My immediate inspector said, you shouldn't have applied, you should have applied for higher job, you're so intelligent.
Hmm.
So,
So when did you guys enter the work of being in a post office?
because we thought we might do better there.
So you applied for that. And how old were you when you started?
No, Manu applied for me. We were looking at a magazine where there is a post. Somebody said if you get an ordinary shop like grocery and thing, it's not very convenient. You, Dr. Chadda's brother-in-law's wife's husband,
Hmm.
he was very close to us. He said, rather buying a grocery shop, you should go for some other post. At that time, post office is very, very common, very. So,
So you had to buy a post office.
yeah.
Was that
By
expensive?
supposing I own the post office,
Hmm.
and if I want to retire or something, that it's like goodwill.
Hmm.
So we had to pay goodwill for this post office.
How much was it? Is it expensive?
And according to those days, it was expensive.
Okay, so you got this post office in Reading,
Yeah,
Oxford Road.
yeah.
And how old were you when you came? Actually, before you moved to Reading, um, you were living in Hounslow.
Yeah,
And had you had Purnamasi and Hajot Mamaji in Hounslow?
yeah.
And my mum and Apinda Masaji came
In
over.
India, in India.
But they came over. Okay,
And your mom came over when her Jyot was born.
okay. So when you had all of your children together, how did you feel? How was that?
I loved. I felt very bad, and I used to think, oh, if my daughters come, how will I leave them without them?
Hmm.
It was a trauma
Hmm.
to leave the children like that.
Do you regret it? Or do you think you had to do it?
I had to do it.
Yeah.
I, you know, when even if it is your child, they they don't bind yourself.
They don't what, sir?
Binding नहीं ना होती.
Okay, what the kind of development of the relationship with
Yeah.
them. Okay, so How was it when you had to leave your daughters in India? How did that make you feel?
I didn't feel it. I thought, oh my God, how like dreams going through. Oh, what will I do with it if they can't come? What will I do? So they came and started their education here.
They came about 5, 6 years later after you moved to the UK. Yeah?
Yeah, when Rana was 5,
Okay.
Apinder was 5. Apinder came first.
For schooling.
Hmm.
Okay. And just a little bit on motherhood. How did you feel becoming a mother?
I love it.
Yeah? How do you feel being a mother?
I love my children. If it wasn't my children, I would have left your father, grandfather.
Why?
He was so critical. Once he said, if you are not happy, find somebody. I said, I have enough of you. I don't want to find another one. That is was nice in Hounslow. Every week Sukhi was there, Riyad was there, and we used to come. In one week we used to my house, 1 week we go to Sukhi's house, 1 week we go to. Actually, Manjeet did me so much. Even my own family wouldn't have done much. Whenever she knew that I'm having guests, she would come before, did work, help me in cooking and all that.
So you had a lovely community in Hounslow of
And oh
families,
yeah, I loved it.
and you had to move to Reading. Yeah.
Because your granddad was not to get any promotion.
Okay. And in Reading, how was life at the beginning?
Oh, people were so good. They were so happy that we took it. Our pay was gone double than before.
Okay. And you also lived in the same building, which was must have been easy for kind of taking care of children and
Yeah, much because they knew that we have to come at certain time. They won't mess around. So
what were some of the most rewarding aspects of working in the post office?
that was a bit independent.
You were
Not,
feeling independent.
yeah.
Okay.
We didn't have to any inspector on top of you.
So you were your own boss.
Yeah.
That's good. Working with Granddad, how was that? Was it challenging? Or was it actually good?
At all. Because in when post office people used to wait until I am free to talk about their family things. They good relationship with me.
Community.
Yeah.
That must have made it easier to integrate in the
Yeah.
UK,
Oh yeah.
having to run a post office
Yeah.
which was
Oh yeah.
in service for the community, having local people come and
Yeah.
catch up with them. Can you remember any particular experiences with any locals that were?
No, they're very good. They were so happy that we took the post office. In those days there was no meters. Uh, people used to put coins in the meter, then get electric and things like that. And there was collectors who used to break the money in. They used to wait for us until we are free. We very good.
What was some of the challenges of working in the post office?
In community, I love the community.
Lovely. But what were some of the difficulties of working in a post office? Some of the things that were challenging? Nothing?
Only you have to be careful.
Okay, so maybe now is the time for you to tell us about the famous incident that happened in the post office. The one that was
You
scary.
know, we some only couple of houses away. I was going to close the post office. On that day, we used to do balance,
Okay.
and two, three people came in. Give us the money, give us the money. And because I was on the door, he had a big knife. And I thought, if he is going to kill me, kill me. And by chance, his finger came into my eye, and I tasted.
And you bit his finger.
Yeah,
So there was a struggle. There was a physical altercation.
yeah. So he just, well, I think he must be in pain. He said, come on, let us go. They went away.
Where was Grandad in all of this?
Because I was going to go close the door. Granddad was inside.
So this only you were there the whole
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Wow. So
Then was awarded, we were awarded. Do you know that?
yeah, I know that. The
Yeah.
certificate's next door.
Yeah.
So for your bravery in fighting off
Yeah.
the burglars, attempted burglary, and you biting their finger down, risking your own life.
Oh yeah, I know if he's going to kill me, if he is holding knife, if he's going to kill me.
So really, that's your award,
No,
not
I
even
am.
Granddad's.
No,
Granddad
no,
didn't do
no,
anything.
no. These people don't care about your life. They think
Yeah,
that.
but why didn't they? Why do you think they didn't use the knife then? Maybe they whenever
It's scare me. Scare
just
me.
to scare you. Okay, okay. So after you fended off these burglars on your own,
Yeah,
you were awarded
yeah.
this. What was the name of the award?
They gave me money.
You got money for it as well.
Yeah,
Was it a lot of money?
according to those ways. I got 250 and he got 200.
Your granddad. And
They took all the family in the Daimler and took us around. It's your day.
wow.
So,
Where did they take you? In London.
mm,
And they did a ceremony.
that was for every you do. For all the children, do you want to go there? Do you want? They took us all around.
In a car
Yeah,
or in a bus?
Daimler.
Daimler.
Yeah.
That's the name of a car, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know?
No.
Like BMW, it is very famous car.
So the car looked like this? Okay. And that must have been one of your proudest achievements.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And just to wrap up your time in the post office then, wonderful moments connecting with the community. There was one famous actress who used to come as a child to the post office, no? A famous actress and her
Oh,
parents.
yeah.
Who was it?
Yes, I don't know what is his name. I forgot. I can.
Kate Winslet.
Oh, Winslet. Her father used to come.
And you met her?
Oh yes, they all the little children used to come to post office. She was only child when she was.
Lovely. Wow. So being and running that.
Well,
Go on.
you know, Jostenberg and they used to come as well.
Who's that?
That was I think, a journalist as well.
Okay, lovely. So being and running that post office really facilitated you integrating with the community,
Oh, yeah.
feeling
Oh,
connected,
yeah.
which is a blessing when you have moved
Yeah.
to the country from somewhere far away.
Yeah.
And you were very happy to live and work in that post office for the remainder of your working life. Yeah. Okay. Before we talk about the next phase of your life, after post office, after working life and welcoming grandchildren, should we talk a little bit about your children and being a mother to them?
Yeah. When you are born, because you were born after some time of their marriage,
Yeah.
Rana wouldn't like to leave you anywhere else. So, just in luck, when she had to go to work, we were free to look after you,
Yeah.
washing you up. One day, Ravi went to get you and he wanted to take you home. You gave him good hiding. You used all the vocabulary you knew.
Thank you for taking such good care of me.
It was, I loved it. I love my children.
Hmm.
Sometimes I think if I could have some child now, I should live. I would love it. I loved just bringing up Jasprit, Abhijit, Gagan. Gagan moved away, poor thing,
Hmm.
but I looked after you. Jasprit, Abhijit.
We all feel very lucky to have grown up with you taking care of us.
The thing is, it's so expensive to take you to them because
Yeah.
I when I was working in Hounslow, at that time Poonam was the only one. So at that time we used to get about £10 a week. After giving Poonam's face, I used to get 9.5.
After giving what, sorry? Punamasi?
Poonam's nursery.
Okay, yeah.
Luckily, where I was working, to attract the people, they opened the nursery or in the activities. So one of them came managing work experience they come to.
Hmm.
He used to say, "Oh, you are so intelligent, I want you to get better job." Then I said to him, "You attract other people to come to nursery. Can't you get me a place?" He got me place for the Poonam.
Ah,
So,
lovely.
so I thought, how will I take her? Then they used to have a free bus
Hmm.
to take you to work. We like and sees Poonam running. Mom, watch it coming, watch it coming. So, we, and Poonam was very social at that time.
Hmm.
Nurses, those people, girls who work there, they used to come. Whenever I used to get off the bus, they will come and pick her up. Take her. She learned a lot.
Hmm.
It was good experience for her. So are you recording what I'm saying?
Of course.
Oh my God.
That's what this is, the microphone, isn't it? So,
I was so popular when I was in Batala. But when we were in Batala, not Batala, Batala,
okay.
my teachers decided to go to picnic. And I thought I better not ask my parents. I should rather go. They came home to pick me up to take the.
Everyone loved you so much. Little bit more on your children before we move on to your grandchildren. So you have 4 children: Apinda Masiji, my mum, Rana, Puna Masiji, Hajut Mamaji. Would you like to say a few words about each of them and your relationship with them?
All the same.
What about Apinda Masiji?
At that time, she was so, when she came, she used to miss us so much. Rana was only little when she said, "Oh, Jaz, where have you taken my mom and dad? Where have you taken my mom and dad?"
She must have missed you very
So
much.
much.
Yeah.
And when your granddad came, he came in 66 and I came in 67. Mom, is my papa will be there? I said, no. Kite mar to nahi gaya? She said,
Oh.
are you sure he is not dead? I said, no. She used to miss us so much.
When she came to the UK, how was she?
She was happy and then she used to study a lot.
Good.
You know, here, like in India, we start from A, B, C, and then, but here they don't start from A, B, C. They put you on books straight away.
Hmm.
You know that. You should know that.
So it was quite tough.
So she,
Okay. And what about my mum?
at that time, Poonam and Rana Apinder was, they used to say, you don't know our English. Every girl used to say something wrong. I said, don't listen to them. After she done very well after going back to school.
Who?
Your mother,
Okay.
he hasn't done bad.
No. And Puna Masiji?
Oh, she was. She once said, you know, you do have drama, and Poonam played so much. They were all good.
And Hajo Mamaji?
He was very intelligent. I used to take him to, there used to be place where they used to test child. She said to me, whatever he do, he will do the best. If he is going to be doctor, he will be the best. Whatever he does, you can prove that. Now, he put the flooring on his house. Whatever he does perfect. So that proves. They used to give him some little things, like playing things like that. He used to play very well. When he was even little.
Very smart, talented.
And he knew that what boy. He looking at me, he knew that what I meant.
What was some of the qualities of each child? Some of their natural qualities. So Apinda Masiji, some of her qualities?
He was very good, very manager. Whenever there was a party or something, she will arrange everything.
Very organized,
Yeah,
taking care of everyone. What about my mum?
he was okay. He didn't have to do much.
Very sensitive.
They had good life, used to dance around and
Everyone
play.
dancing, happy.
Yeah. Pune was only little when she used to say, Mummy, Who am I going to marry? I said, I don't know. She did herself.
Yeah. How was Granddad as a father? Was he tough on the children?
He was, I think, because they were away.
Hmm.
When Apinder came, he said, so she missed him so much.
Hmm.
I said, I will never send you back anywhere.
Hmm.
You are going to stay with forever.
How was Reading compared to Hounslow, do you think, for the children and the family?
I think I still like Hounslow.
Yeah?
I love that post office.
Yeah. The post office was good in Reading. But you just wish it could have been in Hounslow.
Yeah.
Okay, so beyond being a mother, you also became a grandmother.
Yeah. And I loved my children.
You call your grandchildren your children. Not even your grandchildren, but they're your children.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your grandchildren? How do you feel about your grandchildren?
Grandson
Hmm?
is a Manobili.
So there's Gagan.
Gagan and Manu.
Yeah.
I brought them up.
Yeah. But you love us all the same.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't want anybody of you to be harmed.
Hmm.
I will come back.
Okay. At this point, we stop to eat some lunch and refuel. Maybe take the opportunity for a break yourself and dive back in when you're ready. Okay, Naniji. Thank you for that delicious
Oh,
saag roti.
ਸਾਗ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਹੈ ਨੀ,
Hmm.
ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਖਾਧਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਹੀ ਰੋਜ਼ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ
Hmm.
ਅੱਜ ਮਨੂੰ ਦੀ ਕਿਸਮਤ ਸੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
It was delicious. Thank you.
ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਨਾਈਸ
Yeah. So, we've spoken about a lot of things in all the stages of your life.
yeah
Now we can think about some more philosophical lessons and wisdom to pass on. Yeah? So, let's start with perhaps your own qualities and then we can feed off of that with regards to what we want to pass on.
I don't know any qualities. I only think that I should keep peace.
Hmm. Well, what do you think are some of your strongest character traits?
All I think is keep peace, that's all.
Hmm.
I don't feel like fighting with anybody.
So knowing which things are worth taking seriously and which things aren't worth taking
Just
seriously.
keep peace in the house, that's it.
Okay.
That's the main point. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਭਈ it's not hard to keep somebody happy. I will try my best to keep my husband happy. That was my aim. But he was different.
Yeah.
He's okay. Poor man has gone now.
Yeah. How did it feel when Granddad passed away?
Very bad. When he was here, I couldn't drive, but I didn't learn to drive
Hmm.
because we didn't need to. When we go in Hounslow, we couldn't afford to have lessons at that time. We used to earn £10 and we couldn't afford to give £2 to the person who drive. So he learned. When we came here, we didn't need to.
So you miss having your private chauffeur?
Yeah. So he was good. Whenever I wanted to go somewhere, he would go.
Hmm. Do you miss him?
Oh, yeah.
We all miss him.
मैं आखना फ्रूट घट है घट चल लैके आइए fruit all the time.
Do you think you had a good partnership?
Oh yeah,
You worked well as a team.
not too bad. It's good.
What do you think was some of his strongest character traits? What do you think was some of Granddad's best qualities?
That's bus quality is like he was never interfering in my life.
Okay.
Whatever I used to do, he was fine.
What advice do you have for maintaining strong relationships?
I don't know. Just keep quiet. Avoid fighting.
Okay.
Try if somebody is angry, let him to be angry. When he calms down, then you tell him that. Then afterwards, they do realize that you are wrong. But you tell him that that wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ then at that time I kept quiet. Then I thought, is this right? You shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. Don't act out of emotion, but let things settle first.
Yeah. Yes, the thing is, you have to live together, you know. So, if you love somebody, you should take care that everyone really, you and Renee has got relationship. When you get married, the things will change. If she does something wrong, you just tell her, Renee, it was wrong at that time. If you do something wrong, Renee should tell you, Manu, at that time you were wrong. Rather than fighting a straight way.
Okay. That's good.
That's my advice.
That's very useful. Thank you.
Yeah, you must think that I was brought up in a different way. He was brought up in a different way. He didn't have his parents. He had to depend on somebody else. So he had to listen to them rather than having his opinion. But it's always good to keep a relationship, to keep somebody. Listen, at that time, just if somebody is even wrong, you should keep out of yourself that she has no, Manu Vekham, even to you and me, if you find anything wrong to me, you say, Naniji, you were wrong at time. I should say, Manu, this wasn't right, you know, rather than fighting over it.
Yeah.
Just avoid fighting, that's it.
I agree. Okay, so what are some of the values that you think are most important?
No, I think most important thing is to keep peace in the house.
Okay. So peace. Any other values?
In this country, the fashion is that husband keeps his income separate and wife keeps it separate. You know, I think you should know what Rani has got. She should know what you have got. You shouldn't keep any secret from your husband.
It should be together, shared.
Yeah.
So openness and sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other values you want to pass on to your grandchildren, your children?
That's what I usually keep peace in the house. When you have children, don't fight in front of them.
Okay, so looking back on your life, what do you consider your greatest successes?
My greatest success is to keep peace in the house. If they fight with each other, let them fight. I shouldn't get myself
Yeah.
involved.
But what are your greatest achievements?
The only thing is that they're all settled, that's right.
So taking care of your
No.
future generations.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, if they are settled, that's why you are settled.
Hmm.
The thing is, you think of future,
Hmm.
what has happened past, let it go.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If I hated you last when you were little, you forget it.
Hmm.
That Nani has hit me. You should say, now how is she treating you?
Hmm. Yeah. My apologies here, everyone. My phone decided to run out of storage for the video recording and not let me know until I checked it 20 minutes later. But everything was caught on audio, and there is some absolute gold in here, which we'll listen to alongside a still image of Naniji and me in conversation. The video comes back on for the ending, so sit tight and enjoy. Okay, just for a moment, looking back on your life, everything you've done, everything you have created, what brings you the most happiness to think about?
That think about Manu is doing well, Gagan, Nisha and Jay are doing well, Gagan is doing okay. That's my player.
Hmm. So seeing your grandchildren thrive,
Yeah, yeah.
that's great.
I want my future to be better.
Hmm. Future looking,
Looking
forward looking,
forward,
yeah,
forward to do.
forward looking. Okay.
It's more, very important to be with your parents.
Hmm.
You can't get the same treatment from anybody. I think you never hate your child.
Hmm.
Never ever. If somebody is wrong, just try to calm him down.
Hmm.
Sometimes children even don't know why they are being hit.
Hmm.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਗਲਤ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਮੇਰੇ rather than say hitting you. You don't know if you are doing wrong or not. I should tell Manu, this was wrong. You shouldn't have done this, beta. But other than doing that, your granddad to hit her.
Hmm.
This was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Thinking about the good things, looking back on your life, how do you define a life well lived?
All well. Just keep quiet. Try to make peace in the home. Try to live. If you have children, try to explain them you have gone wrong here.
Rather than hitting
ਹੁਣ
them?
ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਚਪੇੜਾ ਮਾਰਾਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਤੇ ਚਪੇੜਾ ਮਾਰੀਆਂ
Hmm. Hmm.
ਆਈ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਟੈਲ ਮਨੂੰ ਤੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੇਟਾ ਰੋਂਗ ਸਰ
Yeah.
ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ
Hmm. Okay. What do you think brings the most meaning in life?
all mean the life is too short partner neither we don't were born together we are not going to live together forever ਹੁਣ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡਡੈਡ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਡੀ ਆ ਪਰ ਹੀ ਡਾਈਡ 10 years ago. I'm still here. Just think, live your life to full as fast as possible. Don't hide anything from each other. That's the main thing.
Honesty, openness. What do you think gives life its, what makes life great? What do you think makes life great?
That keep peace in the house.
Okay. Okay, and
If supposing we go, you welcome us. If any friends, family comes, you said, why? That's not true. You should treat them same as you will treat us. You know?
yeah, I agree. Okay, only a few more questions now. What do you hope your legacy will be?
I, all is all I need is to keep all you happy. That's it.
Yeah. And then we will make our children happy, we will keep
Oh
their
yeah,
children happy,
yeah.
and it will go on.
Rather than hitting them,
Yeah.
just tell them
Yeah.
you were here on.
Okay. Okay, now last few questions where we think a little bit more imaginatively. If you could go back to one day in your life, which day would it be and why?
What do you mean by that?
So it could be when you are a schoolgirl playing in the playground, it could be when you were working in a school in India, it could be when you were having children, it could be when you were having grandchildren or working in the post office. Which day would you go back to relive?
I think post office was the best thing.
Hmm.
There, they used to come home in time, go home from home. That was the main.
Good balance.
Yeah,
That's good to know that your kind of happiest time. Would you say that's your happiest time?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love the company of people used to come and say, wait for me to come and say something to me.
Hmm.
They never used to say anything to Telford.
Hmm.
Girls used to come and ask me how to do this crochet,
Hmm.
how to knit. I used to teach them.
All of your family that live here today and all of the family that are to come, what one piece of advice would you give to them?
Who
All of your family, present and future.
present they are independent now.
Hmm.
Future, you should listen to your parents. They might be at that time you think they are wrong, but at the end, I'm just advising you that keep your relationship. Don't be angry with it. If your child does anything wrong, try to make him understand.
Hmm. What principles have guided you that you would like to pass on?
It's my own principle.
Hmm.
Once my dad was very aggressive to my mother. I had the courage to say, Paji, what has BB done wrong? If your father says something wrong to him, you said, why are you hitting my mom? From that day, he didn't say anything to my mother.
So having the courage to speak
Yeah,
up when you feel
yeah,
like an
oh yeah.
injustice.
Rather than keeping in your hand.
Hmm. Wonderful. Do you feel confident that through our conversation today we will have captured who you are, what you believe, and what you think others should, your family should live by?
You should know that. What have you learned from that?
I have learned so much.
Yeah. The only thing is advise you that keep good relationship. Try to think that if I respect my parents, I should respect her parents as well.
Hmm.
Do best for your children and try to be best for yourself.
Hmm.
Keep good relationship. If you marrying Rani, she has got all the qualifications. She is not bad for you.
Hmm.
What color, it doesn't mean anything if somebody is competitive.
Hmm. Do you like Renee?
Hmm?
Do you like Renee?
Yeah, he's quite good. Mm.
Are you happy for me and her to get married?
Oh yeah, if you both are happy,
Hmm.
try to keep your relationship good.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm the only child and I can do whatever like. And she has got others. Why can't she? She should. You should respect her children, family as much as you do.
Mm. I love her very much.
That's good. She's a good girl.
Yeah. Now we get back to the video for the ending of what's been a hugely important discussion for our family. I feel incredibly grateful for being able to immortalize the life story of Narinder Bal, my Naniji, in her own words. To finish, listen closely to hear Naniji share her most sacred words of wisdom for all her family to live by. Okay, Naniji,
Okay.
just some final words now.
Huh?
Just some final words of wisdom.
Yeah.
What do you want your overall, key principles to be when all of your future generations watch this?
But future generations should keep good relationship with each other.
Hmm.
Don't think that you are better off. If you are better off, you should try to help your other parent rather than feeling proud that I am better off, I don't care about anybody. You know?
Hmm.
I try to help
Yeah.
rather than feeling proud that I am better off, what I do care about it. Rather than doing that, if you think Gagan is not doing very well, you should try to help him rather than feeling that, oh, you have got everything, you haven't got anything.
Hmm.
That's what people say.
That kind of goes back to how you described your family home in Kadia. Everyone was so warm and
Yeah,
together,
oh yeah,
and you want to bring back that kind of
no,
way of life.
that we were very happy.
Hmm. So, any final values or principles you want us to keep in the front of our mind?
That's final, that I want you to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
If Gagan needs any support, should try to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
If you need any support, they should try to keep it.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Try to keep in peace in mind. To be happy. Everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
You know?
If we keep peace, support each other, love each other,
Yeah.
have a laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, then, Naniji.
You're not going yet?
I won't go, but we should say goodbye to whoever's watching from the recording and wish them happy life.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
If even you have different opinion, just keep on.
So we should prioritize peace
Yeah.
over our own egos. Yeah? Well, are you satisfied with your story and your wisdom being passed on?
Yeah. I only think that you should have valued her parents as much as you value yours.
Hmm. I do.
Everybody, when you are child, you are brought up in a different way. He is brought up in a different. He was deprived of his family, not who nobody was caring about him. Yeah, I asked him, do you remember anything about his mother? He said no,
Hmm.
because she was ill. And in those days, when you have TB, there was no cure about it. And his mother had TB, so they didn't want him to get it, so they kept him out.
Hmm.
So he didn't have any relationship with this one. His father died, he was only few years, 3 4 years, might be 5 years. So he didn't have anybody else.
Hmm. Okay. Do you think this was a good idea to record our conversation?
It's up to you. If you like it,
I think it's been great. But do you see the value that it could have for anyone who...
yeah, that's what I mean. Don't depend on anybody. If you can help or with somebody, it's okay. If you can't help, don't think down on them.
Hmm.
Think of them, they are the same human being as you are.
Yeah. Okay, should we say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye.